So today I'm here with Benjamin Smalley, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. I'm interviewing him on a new community opportunity for men around the Kansas City area, and hopefully in the future online, not restricted to a location. So Ben, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a psychotherapist in Kansas City, Missouri. This is my office, and after doing psychotherapy for 8 years now, I've really realized the need for group support. And specifically, I am a man and I understand it from that perspective, and I've wanted to create an environment and a community of men that can grow and support each other as we're working on our lives.
I really like hearing that. I think there's more opportunities like that that are needed in this generation, in this lifetime, to kind of support men in their growth. So tell me a little bit more about this group. What does that structure look like?
Well, the backbone of the group is this 5-week group study where we study this book, King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. And it's the study of these different roles that men have played in the pre-modern world and then how it applies to this one.
Okay.
And so we meet one night a week for 5 weeks, and we discuss the 4 archetypes in sequence, and then the last night is this experiential exercise.
Okay.
Where we have one person share, and then 4 people will embody an archetype and speak to them from that point of view.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool night. It's a night that things really synthesize and come together, and we get to kind of have this experience of what it's like to embody something that we've just learned about.
It was a very cool experience being able to participate in that, digesting the material, then actually being able to see it in action. I mean, throughout the course, one of the coolest things is the reference of pop culture material, movies, books, characters from reading and things like that, that kind of embody these things that we can relate to and whatnot. And
in studying this, I would say it's only made all of those things more alive. I take so much more joy from movies by studying this. I think it's probably how people that really understand literature feel about books. I see it in books also, but it's like it's a need to develop a new paradigm for seeing pop culture, but also for seeing ourselves in the world and the world around us. That's really what this is about.
Absolutely. No, I totally connect with that as well. I think one important thing with this too is this isn't group therapy. So what does that kind of group meeting look like? Right.
So what it looks like is we spend the first half of the night talking about this material that we studied. And then the second half is how it applies to our lives. At work, at home, friends, family.
That's a really good way, a connection with that. And you mentioned family, and so really like what kind of men would participate in this group? I know family is a big thing that comes up. It's something that came up for me of things that this impacted as well positively. What other people would participate in this?
Yeah. Well, I have heard from a lot of alumni of the group that they felt like it really did impact their home life with their partner and their kids.
Yeah.
I think anyone in leadership roles, I think someone who's really trying to figure out what it means to be a man in the world. That could be a young person or really of any age. Our culture does not have a lot of great information about what it means to be a mature man in the world. Men have misused and abused power and done so much harm that now the term masculine is almost a pejorative.
Really?
And we're trying to figure out what it means to have masculine qualities that really benefit society.
Absolutely, and that's absolutely crucial for right now, for next generations, for our kids, for everything. So I definitely appreciate that there's someone actively in the community pursuing these efforts. So really with that being said, and who would participate, share with me a little bit about what the vision high level is for this, not only participating in it directly, but in the future as well.
Well, so we also do what we call kind of like one-off group meetings every other month where we will come together and talk about a movie clip that is, has some depth to it, a poem, so that people get to keep kind of coming back together and to actually build a community. One of the things that's kind of surprised me is that people actually from the group tend to get together. People get together for coffee. I've known people that get together to talk about like their business with each other. And sometimes, I know some guys like to just get barbecue and hang out.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the vision is like this growing community where people are making individual relationships within that, but also having opportunities to keep coming back to remind ourselves, support each other, challenge each other, to keep growing.
I like that a lot. So if someone is interested in this, if this is something that they're called to share with someone else, where would they get more information about this?
Therapykc.com is my website. That's just THERAPYKC.com. And on there's a resources page, and there's a post that shares a lot of information about this.
I'm really excited to hear that things like this are coming to Kansas City, and also hopefully in the future will be accessible to so many more people and whatnot. So I really appreciate that this is something you're passionate about, pouring into. I also agree that this is something absolutely necessary for the growth and the maturity of men as a whole. So thank you very much for pouring into this, and thanks for letting me interview you.
Absolutely.